It takes a lot of courage to do some of the things that can change your life in such a positive way, you know? And for me, I've always done things, you know, knowing that I'm afraid, but doing it anyways because I know that that's what you got to do to get past that in order for you to be successful.
Definitely. I feel you on this one.
Oakland Fire, Cruise Command copies. Water on the fire.
Oakland Fire 2553 is on scene. We have a working fire on the second floor.
Everything that I've done in my life has been to prepare to become a firefighter.
This is Captain Zoraida Diaz, and she's known as Cap.
Captain, Cappy.
She's the Cappy of the Oakland Fire Department and also a paramedic. And I'm really happy that you joined us. And there's like a million things I want to ask you. First, I want to start off with, what do you call yourself as a firefighter? The chairwoman of the Federal Reserve, she was like, call me chair. And then there's, you know, policemen and salesmen. Right. So what do you like to call yourself?
I'm a firefighter. Some people will say firewoman, you know, fireman. I'll just say firefighter.
Do you remember as maybe a little girl growing up in Harlem?
The one thing I can say about growing up in Harlem, it's much like Oakland, you know, the crime rate where I lived was pretty significant. And I remember that's when it became clear to me that I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to be able to help people change so that they can have a better life, you know? And so it was around some type of altercation that occurred and someone ended up dying, you know? And I witnessed that. And
as a little girl?
As a little girl. No one wanted to get involved. Nobody wanted to call 911, you know, because that's kind of a culture that you kind of grow up in. I grew up in the hood. I saw a lot of people doing the same things, you know, repeating cycles, and I wanted to break that cycle. When I decided that I wanted to become a firefighter, I was about 34 years old. When I got into the fire service, I celebrated my 36th birthday. And so, you know, what I did was get together with people who were just as motivated as I was. Many of them were women.
So I did some research on women even being able to be in the fire service. The first documented American firefighter, do you know about this? It was a slave in the 1800s.
Sure do.
Named Molly Williams, and she was owned by a volunteer firefighter in New York.
Okay.
And she would, you know, pull the wagon and help fight the fires. There's still 3.5% of the firefighting.
Look at you having the statistics.
I gotta be nerdy. Type A? I was like, I need to make sure I know something.
Right.
But yeah, 3.5%, that's women in the service. So how is it being a female in a male-dominated workforce?
There are times that I can jump into a call, you know, that requires a woman's touch. Unfortunately, we've had incidents in which women have been raped. And so you get to a scene, and so that is where I would, you know, jump in and benefit that call in that way. But I just have to figure out how to do things as a woman where men may just muscle their way through it. And for me, I use my legs. You know, I know that that's where my strength lies. And so working out and going to the gym and being an athlete, I've been able to figure out, you know, those things on how to be able to do my job effectively. There's a lot of risks with this job. And so you take big risks for big reasons. You know, if you have people in a building, you know, you're gonna go in and go get them. We go on car accidents, we go on suicides, you know, we go on shootings and stabbings. You know, you get like post-traumatic stress disorder, you know, like you would, you know, being a vet in the military. It's funny because I used to be a social worker, so you would think that a social worker would know that she has to take care of herself. But I'm probably the worst patient, you know, when it comes to taking care of myself. And, you know, work-life balance is something that you constantly have to work on.
You know, we had this round table recently with some young women. I got one question to deliver to you from them.
A normal, successful woman who has a nice, balanced life. How does she do it?
You know, empowered women, and like you want a job, you train hard for it. You want a house, you save up for it. You know, you want a cute short haircut, you get a cute short haircut. But like, you can't force romance.
You can't. You're right. If you want a relationship, if you want health and you want happiness and you want all of that stuff, you apply yourself the same way that you do with your job into that. And you can make it happen. But you have to have balance. You know?
You are in such a positive place. Whatever you're taking, I need to
take.
You want some? I need to. You know? Working with kids, so you're going into communities where people of color, communities that are disadvantaged, they have to get over some kind of like thinking to join the fire service.
What I usually do is that I just use my life experiences, you know, and I speak about mistakes that I've made and how I could have done things differently, because I truly believe that if I can do it, anybody can. So when people come to me and they have an interest in becoming a firefighter, I give them what I have. And if that touches, moves, and inspires them to want to pursue a career in the fire service and they're motivated, then I'll do whatever I can to help them get a job. I'm so blessed and thankful for being a firefighter and having the opportunity to promote within the ranks, you know, to be a paramedic, to be an engineer, lieutenant, and now a captain. Look at me here with my straight hair in Puerto Rico. I got an award for Sportswoman of the Year.
Is that you?
That's me.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy? For hitting the most triples in the nation in 1989.
Gosh. Oh, I wish we could all dress like this still.
Okay, isn't that
I
cool?
need to take off these jeans and put on some style.
That's funny.